got stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel.
Hey guys, and welcome to a new industry leader interview. I have the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Matt Pyke today, and I'm very excited to interview him because we've gone sort of very similar paths in a way. So I'm really interested to sort of speak to someone who's sort of on my wavelength when it comes to digital marketing, having been through university and going through university. I feel like we're really going to connect in this interview, and it's going to be very valuable to community because you're going to see someone who's more similar to your age. So I think it's going to be a really valuable one and key one today. So I'm going to let Matt introduce himself because there's some really interesting things he's done and I don't want to miss them out. Some really interesting things which you're going to hear about in a minute. So Matt, do you want to fire away and sort of give a bit of an introduction onto who you are?
Yeah, so thanks very much for having me,
No.
first and foremost. So my name is Matt Pyke, founder of Fly High Media. We've been going for 2 years now. So we specialise in search engine optimisation and social media. So as I say, we've been going for the last 2 years. We started off in web design and graphic design, but now we've moved over the full landscape of digital marketing. I started my first business at 16. It was an online t-shirt company. And I also had a novelty tie company. But then when I got to 17, I was lucky enough to sign for my hometown professional basketball team. So I had to wrap the businesses up, so I put them on hold for a bit while I played. I couldn't really turn it down. I played the season, and then at the end of the season, I was kind of at a loose end, and then I wanted to start a business back up. So I waited a few months, came to university, and then started the first business, the Fly High Media.
Amazing. And do you miss basketball? Do you miss it?
Yeah, I miss it. Yeah, I mean it's the love of my life still, but
Yeah.
I mean I just physically can't make time for it.
Yeah.
I still watch it. I'm still passionate about it. But yeah, I do miss like the camaraderie and being around my friends and stuff playing basketball. But yeah, I'm enjoying business. That's slightly the driving rush now. So
Fair enough. Yeah, that's exciting, amazing, absolutely. I was never too good at basketball, I'll be honest. I came a guy, I was not very good. So guys, this is an interesting interview because it's going to be sectioned in a different way because of your age and sort of being a young aspiring entrepreneur with your company in digital marketing space. I think it's really key that we first go through how it is sort of managing that and sort of dealing with being a young entrepreneur, sort of all the things that come with it. And then we'll go on to some more direct digital marketing questions, which will give us practical advice that we can take away and implement straight away after this interview. I think it's very key we sort of split the interview like that because then we can cover off some things that are really going to resonate with people, because I think that young aspect is really going to resonate with people when it comes to it. So first of all, I've got to ask you this question because it's, I think, a very interesting one. Because I like to ask all entrepreneurs this, and it's really, why did you choose the entrepreneurial route? Why not the normal educational route after?
I guess like I wouldn't say I'm disobedient, but I prefer doing what I want to do. I prefer living on my own terms because I don't really like. I prefer to answer to myself rather than anyone else, basically. So I want to be doing like what work I want when I want. So I don't really want to be living to be making money for someone else. Yeah. So that's why I enjoy working hard and working hard for myself and being able to provide a lot of value for a client as well. Yeah,
absolutely. No, I can vouch on the sort of having your own time, managing your own time. I like that as well. It's sort of, I don't know if I could adjust now back into the normal routine of going into a workplace and having, right. I don't know, I think I'd find that adjustment really hard as well. So yeah, I think we're on the same wavelength when it comes to that. So I want to ask sort of, how do you compare, sort of obviously you're in your final year now, how do you compare the university education to real business world? Because obviously you're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the university system, it's not really setting you up to be an entrepreneur, it's kind of setting you up to be in a job somewhere, you know. It's teaching you the skills to be in a job, but I mean, university's great for teaching you how to learn. I think Mark Cuban first said that university is great to teach you how to learn, but you also learn a lot of intangible things like dealing with time and dealing with people in groups and you know, managing people. So that's like the things that you want to be learning while there's not big stakes. So like if you run a company, you'd be dealing with a lot of money rather than at the end of the day when you're doing a group assignment, it's not really, you know, a big financial decision. So you just it's like a test run for the real world, really. Yeah. So I mean that's the sort of things, but I mean the education side of things, it's not really as up to date as you need to, because SEO and social, you can't really keep up with them when you're writing textbooks.
Yeah.
The best way is probably, if you want to learn things, just by listening to YouTube videos, podcasts, magazine articles, blogs, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, it's the amount of information that's just at our fingertips online is crazy.
Yeah.
Just YouTube, just following a few blogs. I honestly think if you just read 10 blogs and so that you can learn so quickly.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm all self-taught in terms of digital marketing, so
wow.
I pretty much haven't learned anything from university. So I've learned through tutorials and just trying myself. I haven't done any like formal courses online. I've literally just gone through hours and hours of
content.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think that's a really key one to take away from that, because if that's probably going to be one of the most powerful things you've said there, is that you can actually just go away and just use online, because all the information's there. I think people are very wrapped up with just continuously, because we've paid for courses before, just to pay for another course. And I think some courses are great in what they do, but I wouldn't be constantly chasing, I have to, I can't learn it if I don't pay for this course.
Yeah, I mean with courses as well, like whatever's on the syllabus, like for me it's still not enough. Like I want to learn more than what everyone else is learning, so when you're learning yourself you can kind of learn whatever you want. So you can, if there's a course, there's probably stuff missing as well. And on courses you probably don't have one-to-one time with people if you're buying like an online course. So again, that's why it's important to do your research, talk to mentors, and just engage in conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So obviously we've gone through sort of the learning process. Now, how would you recommend to someone in your position, someone looking to be in your position, to basically just manage it all? And that can be from time, I think, not just time, but sort of even like your mental health and sort of your fitness. I think there's a lot of, it's quite an open question, but sort of maybe if you focus on sort of time and sort of managing your health, how do you manage it?
I mean, the best way to do it is just like block out time. So you block out a specific time for doing specific jobs, and then if you don't do them, then you have like a contingency slot. So if you haven't done them in a certain time, then you put it all in one block. And it's just important to make your priorities and the priorities for the day, which is really important. So you can't keep adding to the list. It's important to get a list and stick to it, and then add the to-do list items to another day or something like that. Just make sure that they all get done in the end of the day, but make sure that you're not just adding everything in, otherwise you will be counteracting the productivity.
It's definitely an issue I face at the moment with just having lists within lists. Lists within lists. And I've tried my best to stop that now, so it's definitely gotten better, but I'm still always finding 101 things that I want to do. Whether I need to do them straight away, I don't think, maybe it's not as important, but I feel like I just want to do them all because I know they're all good. But it's just, I think blocking out time, I think that's the strongest learning I've taken from that, is sort of just blocking, because then 100% that stops, this happens. I think that's the key thing from that. That's sort of what I've got to force myself to do more often. So I guess that is one of your daily habits then, is I was going to sort of pull into that question, was, do you have any sort of daily habits and rituals?
Yeah, I mean, it starts the night before for me. Like I like either late at night or I sit in bed and do it. So I go on Trello, plan the day out, make sure I've got all the lists on there, all the things I need to do on there. I use the reminders app on the iPhone. So I just list everything because I forget about things. And late at night, that's when you start thinking about things, and I jot them down so I don't forget about them. And I can just like clear my mind at night. So do that and then wake up, prioritize things, and then just go through the day. That's pretty much it, and then repeat it at night.
Absolutely. And then you actually introduced me to Trello, and I've actually started using it.
Brilliant.
And I actually really like it.
It's really good, and it's good for individuals, and then when you start to build a team as well.
Even teams.
That's even better, because it's a free app as well, so it's brilliant, and across mobile, tablet. You don't even need to use the app; you can just use the web link. So it's brilliant, and so it's pretty easy to use once you've learned.
I understood it straight away. I watched like a 7-minute sort of guide through it and just understood it straight away. It's really easy.
So it's definitely a productivity tool that no one can afford to miss. So.
Yeah, I would recommend it. It's free for sure. I'd definitely recommend it. I guess that's a free plug for Trello, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I wish there was like an affiliate link or something, but
Okay, so that's quite interesting, your daily habits and rituals, and I think that it's interesting because again it goes to just I think that comes to managing your time. I think that's so key, so unbelievably key when it comes to business, is just managing your time smartly.
That's right.
Because I think that's where people have a bit of a misconception is, yes, you can manage your time and get things up, but you have to manage smartly. That's right. Doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, not what you want to do. And I think it's very easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah.
So I think that's really key to take away from those answers, is trying to have this and really understanding what needs to be done rather than what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And sort of going into, because I like to dive into understand how people deal with the hard parts of business. So sort of the pressure and the fear of running your own business and sort of growing, and sort of everything that comes with it. So how do you find you deal with the pressure around you? Do you take in comments from friends and students around you or colleagues to take that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just don't understand really. Sometimes you do have to explain yourself, but I mean, I don't really mind, and you just deal with pressure really. Like, well, with the going back to the pressure side of things, like with business, it just naturally goes up and down, and you may be up for it like a few days, and then you may be down for a week or a month or whatever. But that's why it's important to stay neutral. So I try and stay neutral as much as I can. But when I do get low and things are bad, you know, in your slumps, they're terrible, and it's like the worst thing ever, like emotionally, and you just don't want to do anything really sometimes. But just what keeps me going is just the drive of the end goal and things like that, and just knowing that the slump won't last forever. And you know, I believe in the power of the universe as well. So I know that if you ask for it, it'll manifest in some way, shape, or form.
Sort of. So you're saying if you really focus and keep on pushing to that goal, you think it will then manifest? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got to have tunnel vision if you want anything to happen, I think, and that's what's worked for me. That's just what you've got to do, I think. Yeah,
like law of the attraction.
Called The Secret, the book.
Oh, The Secret. Oh, I haven't actually read that book. I've heard a lot about it. It always seems to be recommended.
100%.
Is it a really good one?
Yeah, that's another book to read, The Secret.
Interesting.
And then there's the DVD and stuff for it too. So.
Oh, there's a DVD?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay,
I think I watched it first when I was 8, so...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my dad gave it to me, so... I've always referred back to it.
Alright, well, I'd recommend The Secret there. I haven't read it yet, but I have heard it numerous times in interviews, so I feel like I have to read it now. Definitely. And especially if it's a DVD, everyone consumes differently. I know that'll be easier for me because I do audibles. Because I find I just don't have the motivational time to just read continuously, so I audible. So I think a DVD for me would be really good.
I mean, the best time, if you don't have time for reading, or you just don't like reading, you don't consume information like that, it's just to use audiobooks and things like that. So pretty much every new book that comes out now is on Audible. So that's just the best way. If you say you haven't got time, then you can listen to it on your commute or in the gym instead of listening to music. So think about all the hours you spend in the gym or commuting. So if you just listen to it an hour or 2 hours a day, then you can finish a book in maybe 2 weeks or so.
No, absolutely. That's how I got around it. I listened to it on my runs. So that's how I got around it. So we've done sort of the first section of the interview, sort of diving to understand who you are, how you sort of manage everything at a young age, which I think is so key, because I feel like that will everything there will resonate with everyone in the community. And I think most entrepreneurs, because I think entrepreneurs are getting younger and younger, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's down to the digital age and you know, just the accessibility to everything. And when they're just growing up, not knowing any different, and that's just going to bring bigger and better things, I think. So, I mean, it's a good thing.
Absolutely. So we're going to go into sort of more running an agency now and sort of managing, obviously getting work, client acquisition, sort of managing the expectation stuff. So this will be good for people who are maybe delving into it or about to delve into it, because I think obviously that's a huge part of it, obviously managing that. So dive into that. So first of all, how do you find you gain most of your clients, and do you work with anyone? Will you work with, or is there...
do you mean working with other agencies, or is it...
no, clients, so doing work for them, would you, first of all, sort of, how do you find you gain them? Is it through just sort of word of mouth, or do you find it's more
I mean, when I was first starting out, I did either cheap work or like I did it for free. And then I started freelancing, and then through there built up a good portfolio, and then started the agency. So that's how I got it to start with. So I started networking and things like that.
Yeah.
And then posting in Facebook groups, things like that, and just post quite good content. So post blog articles and then boost the blog articles. Yeah. And then through the blog, there's like call to action buttons. So whether it's a 15-minute consultation call or an ebook download, I like capture leads through there.
Yeah.
And just like networking with people and networking with other agencies as well, because I white label for other agencies too. So that's like another way to get clients, because you don't necessarily have to sell yourself. Yeah. As long as you've got to build a good relationship with other agencies, then, it's just there already. So I definitely recommend, if you're starting out, just networking with like other agencies that are already out there, and show them what work you've done, and let's go from there. Yeah, absolutely. The two key things I took away from that was, first of all, the content side thing, sort of, it resembles sort of the jab, right hook. Sort of, I felt like it sort of resembles that sort of, just like I do with my blogs, I just pump out content. Sort of give more than they can take, and sort of that will, and then obviously find ways to monetize that or engage sort of little. I think that's a fantastic one. That's the thing, is anyone can do that. That's the greatest thing about that, is obviously you've got to go get some learning in there, not just be giving out bad quality content, but you could do that tomorrow. You can go out and you can start producing content. And again, with the networks, that's been a huge one for me recently. I've connected with someone at our events, and we're actually going into business with a client, because he doesn't do the social media side, he does the SEO, and I do the social media. So it's just like, and that's going to be one of my biggest clients. So it's amazing how that's just come from literally just speaking at an event. It's free as well. That's the good thing about it. I mean, it works for every business, not just digital marketing. So absolutely. Just not marketing, so like networking, because like people buy off people at the end of the day. And, all the free stuff you can do, like writing good content, you get it ranked on Google, and then posting on Facebook group, that's free as well. So you don't even need to spend that much money on Facebook ads when you send out posts. As long as you've got like a targeted audience in your ad sets, then you can kind of put it to them and be quite efficient. I think that's what excites me about having a digital marketing agency, because the upfront cost, I didn't find there was any, really. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like, the biggest upfront costs kind of like wasting time. A lot of people kind of stutter before it. They kind of 100%. They're kind of like, oh, should I do it? Do I need a really good website? I mean, like when I started, like my website, it did take a while. I'll admit to that, but the second I redid my website about a year later, and I thought it was good at the time, but since then it's had, I'm not exaggerating, it's had about 500 changes. So like, you can count on WordPress, so it has had that many. So it doesn't need to be perfect. Like, you should just start. And, that's the thing. And like a big point's like 1's better than 0. So whatever you do today is better than what you did yesterday. Exactly. So whatever you want to do, just do it now, and just don't keep procrastinating. I think that's the scariest thing, procrastination. It's so easy. I think the reasoning in your mind is so flawed. When I read that in I can't remember which book it was now, but I read that, I sort of just don't believe the reasoning in your head, because you'll just convince yourself of anything. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same with the law of attraction. So whatever you think of, then that's what you become. So if you keep thinking you're procrastinating, then you will procrastinate. It's quite amusing. It's quite crazy, really. But absolutely, that's key to my takeaway. And just stay focused on the goal, because if you focus on not the goal, focus on the issue, then the issue just gets 10 times bigger. And just take action. And I think perfection, that's another thing you mentioned, was that, interestingly, my first video on YouTube was about perfection. It was about the 7 reasons why not to be perfect. Because the reason I put off starting a YouTube channel for 3 years was because I didn't have the right camera crew, didn't have the right lighting, didn't have and everything. And I thought, I just stopped and I just did it, and my first video was on why not to be perfect. I was going to say something I can't remember now, but I know it was I don't know the exact wording, but it was like, if you've waited for your product to, if your product's perfect when it comes out, then you waited too long. so if you've got a perfect product, you probably waited too long to put it out. So that's why I try and get ideas like the the idea to execution time down as quick as possible.
Absolutely.
Because if that took too long, then I'd probably just either lose interest or someone else has took the idea. So I try and get things moving as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes the difference between an entrepreneur and not, because they take a risk quicker than anyone else and see an opportunity before anyone else does. So.
Yeah, they're willing to double down pretty quickly. It's quick decisiveness, absolutely. I reckon that's key, absolutely. So diving into sort of more the clients as well, because I'm interested to see what you find with clients. Is there anything they commonly ask for? For example, do you find they always want you to manage their social media, or they always want paid social, they always want Google Ads? Is there anything they always...
There's a difference between what they want and what they actually need. So
that's interesting.
They're saying like, I need social media, but for their business they might actually not. So they should come to us for solutions, and then it may be like a mix of all, or may just be... It is kind of like bespoke for each one, so it's quite difficult to say which is the most common, but as Facebook ads is rising, retargeting and things like that, that's great. But they, like as digital marketers and as agency owners, like we need to think of solutions for them. Rather than saying we'll do that straight away. So we need to be honest and like advise the best option for them.
Absolutely. Okay, that's interesting, and I think that moves quite nicely into my next question about return on investment. Is what are you? I know you mentioned Facebook ads, and I love Facebook ads. What are you finding is currently giving your clients the best return on investment? Yeah,
so it's probably like not anything that's like it's a mix of everything, but getting traffic to the website that's not the hardest part. Believe it or not, it's like converting the customer at the end of it. So,
agreed.
So once you've got the traffic on the website, it's your job to like retain that. So you've got to get in the data straight away. So if they land on the page straight away and don't give you the details, then it's important to retarget, whether it's display ads or retarget ads on Facebook. But then once you've got the details, it's important to like follow up on email as well and build rapport. And then they may buy in a week or a month or a year. But at the end of the day, that's the best way to kind of get a good return on investment. Because once you've got email addresses and things like that, all the advertising is free. Like there's no direct cost in that. So retargeting an email, that's probably the biggest ROI. That's pretty much it.
I think it's dealing with the hot leads rather than always chasing for the cold leads. I think it's sort of, and I think that's so key as some clients that I'm working with, because some of the clients are quite young and they're building a brand, which is great with the growth. But I think key thing that I find a lot of brands sort of miss, and sort of I make sort of a big part of my role is making sure they really look after who they already have.
That's right.
So the hot leads is really caring, because I think it's very easy to chase the growth, chase the shine, and just go and push. But at some point, you're just getting exhausted all your marketing channels, and all these hot people. They're just going to drop off because you didn't look after them.
Yeah, exactly. Like on email as well. Once you've got their email address, like you need to kind of you need like 6 or 7 touch points before they properly trust you. So you don't want to keep pumping out Facebook ads because that's more expensive. So if you can make an efficient campaign and then get enough email addresses, then you can target them for free, and you can build rapport within 6 or 7.
And when you say 6, 7 touch points, can you just explain that a little bit more so I get?
Yeah, so it's just a psychological thing really. I can't remember who wrote about it or anything, but in order to properly trust the brand, a consumer needs to see the brand about 6 or 7 times.
Interesting.
Again, like that's just what you need to do. So whether you're doubling down on Facebook ads or you want to integrate email and Facebook, you do need to continuously expose yourself to the consumer. Because if you just show an ad once on Facebook, then it just gets lost in the newsfeed.
Absolutely. There's so many, isn't there?
To oblivion. So that's why retargeting is important as well. So like hybrid campaigns are quite important too. So like if someone's clicked on an organic search result, you kind of want to retarget on display ads or Facebook ads.
Interesting. I think that's so key. Right, I don't want to forget my questions because I've made some really direct questions that even I, not just the community, but even I want answers to, and we can find Matt Pyke's secrets and implement them myself, and also win in business. So again, we're going to get a bit more direct with digital marketing now. So this sort of goes off. So we went quite heavily on client acquisition there, which I think is really important, especially what we just touched on with not forgetting about the hot leads and who you already have. That's so important when you grow forward, when you've sort of been in business a little longer. Now I'm just sort of going to throw a few just direct questions that are sort of hot questions. The first thing is sort of, what are the 3 tips you'd recommend above all else when it comes to building a social media presence / following?
Yeah, I mean, just caring and just showing that you're interested in the audience more than you shouldn't just be like trying to show you off. You should be trying to kind of give enough value for them to follow you or follow you or like your content. So you need to provide value. You need to prove that you're worth their time and attention. You need to just network in the community. So useful networking. So if you want to speak to people through direct messages, if they don't want to talk to you, it's fine. But if they're open to networking, then that's great.
Yeah.
And just storytelling as well. You don't need to. If you can't create great content every day, then you can just do things on Instagram stories or Snapchat. That's a great way to just build your brand and just show people who you are and what kind of person you are and things like that. So that's a good way to build a personal brand. Yeah.
Absolutely, great. And now moving on to the next question. This is again sort of more direct question, doesn't necessarily relate to what we just answered. Is what your, because I know we discussed this quite heavily with SEO with the phone. Yeah. So what are your sort of top 3 tips for SEO?
I mean, for me, the hidden tip was the hidden tips, internal and external link building. So in blog articles and web pages, it's important to internally link around your web page, their website, and use external links as well. When you're using external links, it shows that to Google that you've got a well-rounded page, so a well-researched page. Okay. And then for internal linking, it kind of helps Google navigate through the website. So that's why those two are important. Oh, nice. And for SEO, the second tip, great content. So when you're writing blog posts or web pages and you want to get ranked in Google, then get content that's 2,000 words or more. That's what ranks the best. If you look on, if you type in a search term how do you write Facebook copy, then it's more than likely the content's got 1,500 or 2,000 words plus.
It's quite nice.
Yeah, so that's really important. And then the final tip, the website's got to have really good user experience. So it's going to be it's just a given that it's got to be mobile responsive. And it's got to be super speedy and responsive. So you've got to do that. Yeah. So there's loads of plugins you can use on WordPress to do that. And then you can check through the developer tools on Google to see how fast the website is and if it's mobile responsive. Yeah. Again, a lot of these tools are free out there. Yeah. Okay, so what do you believe is the current misconception in digital marketing? Do you believe there's Again, I think people are leaving money on the table. It's all, people think it's all about driving traffic to the website. It's more kind of retaining the clients that you've got. So having a good, it's retaining the traffic. So if they haven't converted, then retarget, and then if they have converted, then nurture the email marketing. So I think a lot of businesses are leaving money on the table in that respect. Interesting. And sort of my final question is, what does the future of digital marketing technology interest you, or does it excite you, or does it scare you? What sort of, is there anything to watch out for? It's always really exciting, and with voice search becoming big, I think that'll be more interesting to see how we react to it. And then social media as well, that's just going to continue to get more interesting. And the way that Facebook can target that, probably even more laser targeted. So I mean, there's loads of stuff to talk about really, but they're the main ones. Yeah, exactly. The one that I've been looking at recently is Facebook Watch. Oh, yeah. That's something quite big. I did the YouTube channel, the TV channel thing. Yeah, it's crazy how far they're going with it's almost like a Netflix. It's gonna have live. They've even got contracts with baseball, wrestling. It's crazy how much they've got to go. And it seems like they're almost going for an
an all-inclusive Netflix/YouTube/blog.
I mean, to be honest,
everything in one place.
yeah, it makes sense. Like I wrote a blog about it as the end of 2016, and it's kind of like predictions for 17, but they didn't really happen. But it was kind of saying about TV in a few years it'd be redundant because when you're watching TV, all the ads are kind of not relevant. So it just makes sense for TV to go digital. Like Channel 4, like when you're watching something on 4OD, like there's like targeted ads in effect. So I think like a lot more TV channels are going to go online.
Yeah, no, absolutely. With everyone watching catch up these days, it's not about live anymore.
Everyone wants what they want whenever they want it.
Like, exactly. It's all about, again, it comes back to time. It's just sort of they do it their own time.
It's the most precious thing. So like that, you can't buy time. So
exactly, it's interesting. It comes back to that. Okay, well, I think this has been one of the most amazing interviews we've ever done because it's definitely been the longest. And it's nice because being at a young age, we've been able to sort of touch on lots of different points. So the direct digital marketing that we can all learn from, then the sort of more stuff that people resonate with being at a young age. So I think it's so amazing. And thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Ryan.
Appreciate that, man. I really do. Is there anything you want to sort of say with? I know Fly High Media is doing very well at the moment, even beating some agencies in Manchester on the on the old search there, some very big ones. So you really are doing well. So please fire away if there's anything you want to let anyone know.
Yeah, so as Scott said, Fly High Media is going well. I recently started another company called Pyke & Co, so we sell glasses. If you want to check them out, there'll be a link down below somewhere.
Yep.
But at the moment I'm kind of growing my personal brand a bit, so I'll be doing coaching calls. I've got a course coming out, and I'll be doing more blogging and things like that too. Nice. So I'm sure there'll be links in the description.
There'll be links,
social media links. So if you want to send me a message, Instagram's probably the best place to. So
do you want to plug what's your Instagram?
Instagram's Matthew J Pyke, so MATTJPYKE.
Awesome. Wow, that's so great. Yeah, everything will be down below, and we'll link it on social media, and everything will be. I'll put it to the community. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Thanks again for having me.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a really fun one. As always, please do follow me on all social media: Twitter @ScottMears_, Facebook @ScottMears Entrepreneur, and YouTube just @ScottMears. So until next time, guys, we'll see you then. But it's been a great one with Matt. Thank you very much again. And we'll come back very shortly. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like